Hard work returns reward. Effort turns the tide. And coming up with a lot of cliches attracts a lot of attention to you. But are these cliches really true at their essence? Does hard work actually return reward? Does effort really turn the tide? Is it perhaps that a change or a shift in the current of life happens in association with a moment where we're actually putting in hard work? And so then our mind, in its limited egocentric capacity, goes, aha, I did this. The hard work that I put in returned the reward. Right? Does effort really turn the tide? Or is it perhaps that we're aware of the fact that the tide is beginning to turn, and we merely put our effort in the direction that we know will move with the tide and will eventually flow in our favor? If our actions don't matter at all, then do we really need to act? Do we need to be less of a human doing and be more of a human being? Aha, but there's the crux of the question. What exactly is a human being, right? It's a human here having an experience of consciousness, right? And within that experience of consciousness is that sense of individuality. And within that sense of individuality, actions become necessary in our life, right? We need to go about our own experience. We need to have our own beliefs. We need to have our own experience. And in having your own experience, that means being an individual. So being a human being also implies a certain degree of action. So now that we're done with, the porta-pulpit moment that, is at the beginning of this explanation of what this new moon energy is all about, the tide is beginning to turn. Things are beginning to shift. Things are moving in a direction that is in your favor. And in what area of your life might that be about? That's going to depend upon where this new moon is falling in your own personal horoscope, things that it's triggering within your horoscope, dasha periods, a whole lot of junk, right? And if you'd like to cut through the junk, I can help you to cut through that junk if you schedule in a consultation with me. And if you schedule in a consultation today, which is Sunday, the 3rd of October, then you will get a free astrology course. There's more about that offer down in the text of the description below, but the link to schedule in a consultation with me is above. So do our actions really matter? Well, our awareness matters. An understanding of what we sense in the moment to be right and to be true makes all the difference in the world. And lately, you've been following that pathway of what feels right and what feels true, and you've been coming up against a lot of resistance. Nothing seems to be changing or moving in your favor, and so you're beginning to question whether you're on the right track, or whether you just got it all upside down, jumbled up, and completely confused. Well, what have you learned along the way? Has there been anything there that says, shift in this direction, make a tiny bit of a change in this direction, adapt in this way, change your ethics, change your beliefs? Or have you stuck true to your core throughout that, and now you're beginning to find that, you know what, regardless of whether this changes in my favor or not, what's most important is what I know to be right and true right here. If it's the latter, if you're honoring your heart and you're beginning to go, right, I just don't have the right mojo to do this. I don't have the skills to get the job done. I'm failing. It's not going to turn in my favor. I really need for it to turn in my favor, but oh well, I'm a loser. I'm no good at anything. Guess what? You're not a loser. You're not a failure, but perhaps you're not the one who's in charge of the situation. And perhaps that's a good thing. Think of how much responsibility would be on your shoulders if you were in charge of everything, right? Think about that. You can make your life a whole lot easier at the moment if you focus less on the outcome and on the reward and focus on the fact that simply doing what's right and sticking with what you know to be true in your own heart, especially if that truth, which is in your own heart, stands the test of the trials, stands the test of things not turning in your favor, stands the test of all of the opposition, and still within yourself you go, you know what? This is right regardless. If you're in that position, stick with it. Things are beginning to turn, but they're not turning because you've been some strong person or because you've pushed through the situation. They're turning because the moment is right. And because you've had that little aha moment in your mind that opened your awareness, that allowed you to surrender to the moment rather than feeling like you had to be in charge of it, rather than feeling like you were responsible for everything that went wrong and equally everything that went right. And if you're questioning your ethics, if you're questioning your beliefs and you're going, now it's time to let go of that dogma, to let go of that dogma that really was, setting me up in a position where somebody else's karma was going to come along and run over my dogma. Sorry, I couldn't resist the bad joke. But really, in reality, sometimes we get in those situations where something else comes along, someone else comes along. They represent that resistance within ourselves that we have to our own alteration of our belief systems. And that comes along, poof, creates the shift for us. And then our awareness opens. That aha moment happens. And the actual progress that we had been blocking up here because we felt, I have to be in charge. I have to be Hercules, or I have to be the warrior princess, or whatever it is that you feel that you have to be. You recognize that it's okay. I just do what feels right. I learn from the experience. I grow. I go with that. That's what it's about. That's what success is about. And now, as the tide is beginning to turn in your favor, if you're going to get self-congratulatory, and perhaps a little bit is in order, get self-congratulatory about being aware of a change when it needs to happen, and being aware that you're honoring your ethics throughout any trials when that is precisely what you need to do. Things are turning in your favor with this new moon in Hasta Nakshatra. Hasta Nakshatra is connected to Savitar, the life-giving aspect of the sun. But if our hands aren't open to receive, the gift can't come. And if your heart isn't open to receive, then the gift can't come. And quite often, it's what's up here in that little noggin that's keeping this from opening. So don't let it stop this from opening so that this can open. And if you could use a little bit of help tuning into whatever's going on in your life, again, I do offer several different levels of astrological service, all available through the astrological services page of my website. You will find the link to that page just above. And if you schedule in today, the 3rd of October, did I say September earlier? 3rd of October, Sunday. If you schedule in, you'll get a free Vedic astrology course, or maybe 2, or maybe 3. The details and a link to further information is down in the description section below. So until next time, thank you for watching this video about the new moon in Hasta Nakshatra, which is going to take place on the 6th of October, 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.